I was going to start my first sentence by saying I'm not a complainer, but that's not true. I complain a lot. But I feel like my complaining is sometimes justified. Most of the time justified. If I didn't, I don't think I would be doing it. But I don't like to stir the pot with my complaints. So if I'm complaining about something, it's going to be in a context that nobody that can really do anything about it is going to ever hear about it. But one exception to that rule is when it comes to my shopping experience at Meijer grocery stores. I feel like I shop there regularly enough that I should be able to say what I expect and get a result. An example of this is I will often comment publicly if something isn't being done to my standards. And I would think as a company that is going to advertise family values and whatnot, that they would want to hear what I have to say about how they're running their company. It has gotten to the point where I think some of the employees there know who I am. Maybe not on a personal level, but the way I usually go about voicing my opinion is via Twitter. I will take to Twitter and tweet to the Meijer account whatever it is that I feel isn't going well. And I'm making an effort to also comment on the things that I do like, so it doesn't look like I'm always negative. But as people, we tend to be more willing to share something if it's negative. If we're gonna comment on, give a review on Yelp about a business, we typically only make a point to do it if it's negative. If we're going to say a prayer, a lot of times we're going to be asking for something in that prayer rather than saying thank you for something. Or if we're asking for sympathies or asking for positive thoughts, it's usually when something bad has happened. We don't typically go and say, hey, this really good thing happened. Could you, celebrate with me? We don't do things like that. And so that's something that I'm trying to get better at, is being more positive or including some positive messages to the people of Meijer specifically, to kind of counterbalance some of the negative ones that I've been sending. But one thing in particular that I comment on quite often is their shopping cart situation. A lot of times the shopping carts are not well stocked in the corral, or the employees that are supposed to be working are not. And so I've commented on that, and I've sent Meijer tweets about it, and then their customer service gets back to me and says, please email us here, tell us about it, give us more information, and we'll see what we can do. And most of the time they do something about it, which is great. But I think the employees are catching on, and there are one or two of the courtesy patrol officers, that's what I call cart pushers, that make some awkward eye contact with me anytime I arrive at the store. The last time we went, one of these people was outside, or in like the breezeway area, sitting on a bench with his orange vest off, and he was on his phone with his headphones in. And I walked in, and it could have just been coincidence, but I walked in, and that boy stood up, he put on his vest, and he went outside to collect carts. Like I said, I don't know if it was because it was me or just because he was done doing whatever he was doing, but I think they know who I am. And I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just kind of funny. But the lesson in this, to summarize, if you are a person that likes to give reviews or, takes to Google or Yelp or even Facebook pages of certain companies, please, please, please make sure that you're balancing out your negative with some positive comments as well. I'm choosing to frequent Meijer grocery stores, so I obviously like something about it. which means I should be able to say something that I like about it. So that's what I'm working on. I encourage you to do the same. Have a good weekend. I'll see you Monday.